Be the change you want to see. Ben's Bright Horizons doing its best to do that. Something that we have talked about before and just tried to dig our way through. And I don't know that we ever will, but we'll keep talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. Neil Stratford is here. He is the president of Ben's Bright Horizons. They have got their inaugural golf scramble coming up. But before we talk about that and how they're trying to make a difference, Neil, I want you to tell me about your son. Tell me who he was and what made him so special.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. And, you know, I think any dad will tell you that, you know, their kid is, and every kid you have, I have two other ones who are doing well, are special. But Ben was special. He was a brilliant kid. He was going on to his senior year at UK. And last June, actually on Father's Day, he took his life. He'd struggled for most of his life with anxiety and depression, clinical depression. And from there, we've just battled to try and get him as much help as we could. And at his eulogy, I made a commitment to helping others who may be having teens and young adults with many of the same challenges.
It just seems like, especially now, suicide numbers are really escalating.
Particularly among teen and young adults. And I think COVID played a small part in it.
Why is that, though?
I think you know, humans love to interact. You know, during the COVID, we didn't get a chance. And I think a lot of people found themselves looking inward and struggling because they weren't able to socialize. I mean, Ben, first 2 years at UK, for the most part, were online in his room, so on and so forth. So, you know, but there are no, as we were talking about before we went on air, there are, it doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't matter how much money you are, or what you look like, or where you are, or what you're doing, or what you have the opportunity to do. It's something. It's something inside, I guess.
Yeah, you know, I think depending who you talk to, there's some clinical reasons, the way people are wired. There are social reasons, certainly amongst teens and young adults, cyberbullying, bullying in general.
That's why you always have to watch what you do, because we think we know somebody, right? Oh, you think he's smart and he's brilliant, he's got money, he's passing his class, he's doing that. You don't know. You don't know what somebody is going through, so you have to watch what you say and how you treat each other.
Yeah, and you've got to pick up on cues, and it's difficult.
If you can.
If you can. If you can, and sometimes
you can't always. You can't. And I always think if somebody could just hang on, even for 2 minutes, they might make a different decision.
No doubt.
But
no doubt.
You just don't know. But you're trying to raise awareness, to provide crucial support. You've got an upcoming Horizons Golf Tournament. It's going to be at Hunting Creek Country Club in Prospect, August 18th and 19th.
Right.
You've got a silent auction. What do you need? What can we do for you?
The most important thing is to help each other, right? If we can, as a community, as a unfortunate club of people who've lost a son or a loved one through mental health and suicide, you know, let's help each other. And, you know, from a personal point of view and for the cause of Ben's Foundation, you know, we have great items online, auction items online, bensbrighthorizons.org. If you go to the bid now, we've got almost 60 different auction items across the gambit, from trips to bourbon to experiences around not only around the US, but also in the Caribbean. So, but most of all, it's about, you know, awareness and people understanding that there is always an option other than the one that we're talking about.
And that's, again, the important thing, because I say if you just could have waited two minutes.
Right.
And sometimes we feel like we can't tell somebody because we put that shame. I don't know where that started. We've put that shame, like I would tell you in a second that I had cancer or that I had diabetes.
Right.
I would maybe even tell you that I'm struggling with my weight.
Right.
But never would we say anything about mental illness.
Social stigma needs to be overcome sooner rather than later.
Yeah, we've got to do that.
We do.
Is there anything else that we can do to help you in your quest?
I think just spread the word. I mean, my goal is to make Ben's Bright Horizons the premier mental health 501c3 in this area and regionally, and from there I'd like to grow it nationally eventually, but we got to start somewhere.
And how can we play golf?
You can. If you go to the website, you can sign up for a foursome, absolutely, or a single. We have 2 spots left.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness, you're doing wonderful. Okay, let's fill those 2 spots. That's all we've got. That's all we've got. But you can also at least go look at all the wonderful auction items at bensbrighthorizons.org and look at all the great things there. Bid on them. Bid high. You're not a loser. Be the winner there. And
yes, please.
Get those, get those items. This is really important, I know, to you, and I'm so sorry for your loss.
Well, thank you. I'm one of way too many, unfortunately, but we're going to, as I mentioned, I promised and I'll commit to making a difference.
All right, and we appreciate that. We appreciate the difference that you're making. bensbrighthorizons.org. For anyone that's having an issue with mental problems, 988 is the number to call if you need help, 988. It's a simple call, I promise you. Investigate TV is next.